Hello YouTubers. Well, it's Saturday morning and it's time to do a little addition to the 5740 for a change. This morning I'm going to install a digital inclinometer. Some people call them angle meters, some people call them inclinometers, some people call them avoidance rollover meters. But anyway, this one's a digital inclinometer. But before we start at this and I show you a bit about it, I'm going to take you out to the BX and I'm going to give you the answer to the question that I asked on the last video for the part that I had made. So let's head out on the BX and have a look. Well, it's a little bit windy, but it's not too bad. I got a mic on there that should avoid the hissing and cracking of the winds. Anyway, guys, here it is. There's your answer. It was a center for the steering wheel. And Leo D was the first one to have guessed it. So Leo, congratulations, boy. You're using your brains on this one. But anyway, wifey made the emblem for the middle, and it's got that clear coating over it as well. So it's she did a nice job with it, and I deeply thank her for doing it. So there you go. That's what it is. It originally had a plastic one there. I got the plastic one here, I think. Yeah. So it basically had this. So I think it's a nice addition. Of course, continuing on with the aluminum parts for the backhoe. The knobs are there, and of course I made the extension ones for the stabilizers. So you can see them there. They're a bit longer, and I want them longer because they're easier to get at. And I think that should wrap it up for the aluminum stuff. So it'll soon be time to put this little fella to work. In the meantime, let's head back in and look at the 5740. Okay guys, this is the box. It's made by Innovate Motorsports. It's extremely hard to find, to be honest with you. Wifey tracked this one down for me from a company in Alberta, and it was the last one they had on the shelf. I don't even think they're available now in Canada. I think they're still available in the UK. I see a lot of them in the UK. So if it's something that you're interested in, you might have to start Googling and track it down. But it's basically called a Innovate Motorsports Rad-1 Digital Inclinometer. So there's not much more I can say about it other than that's what the box looks like that it comes in. It's a pretty simple little unit. It's a compact unit. Here's what it looks like. It's pretty neat. And how it works is it'll give you your digital readout both sideways and front and back. So it's all digital. But the beauty with this thing here is you can set the limits that you want to set on it. And as you start to reach that threshold, the beeping gets closer. So it'll start off slow, and as you get to your threshold, it'll be a constant squeal. So it's an avoidance system that you really don't have to be looking at. You can, if you got good hearing, you'll hear it. And also the volume is adjustable. You can turn it up or down. So it's pretty neat. And it's very light and it's very small. I mean, you know, here it is in the palm of your hand. A lot of guys are using antiquated inclinometers out of Toyota vehicles from the 1980s and 1990s, and they're basically a spring system. They show a picture of the Jeep moving one way or the other, and that's fine if you like gadgets. We all like gadgets, but you know, I got a brother who's a instructor, heavy equipment instructor, and he's very well known for his instructing capabilities. And we were discussing this the other day, and he said, you know, if you have an instrument in your machine that literally makes you take your eyes off the windshield or off your line of sight, it's really useless because it's going to create more of a problem than it is more of a benefit. So I was showing him this, and he said, well, it's pretty neat. He liked the idea of it because you never actually had to physically look at it. You could be concentrating on where your machine is going while listening to the audible warning tone. So, you know, if he approves, that's good enough for me. In the meantime, you know, I'm really not an advocate of these things anyway, because you know by the seat of your pants when you're getting too close to rolling over your machine. And if you even have it in your mind that you're getting close to rolling over your machine, you shouldn't be in that position. Never put yourself in a position where you think you're going to roll over your tractor, you know, or whatever you're driving. So we'll continue on now. I'll show you a bit more about this. So there's the module. There's the DC plug. That's the instructions. And no, it didn't come laminated. Wifey laminated it for me. So what I'm going to do when I put it in the tractor, I'm just going to put this out in the document holder behind the grammar seat, and that's where it'll stay with the rest of the literature belonging to the tractor. Comes with a cool sticker, and it comes with some Velcro. Also, it comes with a pad. That's only there to protect it in the box, actually. So what my intentions are, this is going to be a pretty simple install. What I plan on doing here is this here is a suction cup that I use for my point of view cameras. You'll see one in the cab now shortly, and it's made by Panavice, and this is a really good mount. This mount can go either way, you know. It's just a fantastic mount. As a matter of fact, when I'm doing videos in the Mustang or on the motorcycle, I even stick this on the side of the car. You know, when you're putting the $600 camera on the side of your car outside without a tether cord, you know, you got to have trust in your mount, and believe me, I have a lot of trust in this mount. So what my intentions are is I'm going to take off this here where it goes up to the bottom of the camera, as you can see. There you go. And I'm going to take a piece of aluminum like that, and I'm going to cut it out, and I'm basically going to make a plate, and I'm going to screw it on with this this screw here, and basically put some Velcro on it and mount this on the top. And as luck would have it, where I want to put this, there's a DC plug that I had put in a couple of years ago in the 5740, so it's going to be right alongside, so it's going to work out to my advantage. So let's get going, and we're going to see if we can get this hooked up. I have another camera put in the cab. Hopefully I can get you some footage of it actually working, and I'll show you what the point of view camera is set up like in the cab. When we go to test the machine, I won't be using this camera anymore. I'll be going back to the point of view camera, so you'll have a wider view of what's going on. So I'm going to make up that plate now. I'll come back and I'll show you what it's like. Okay, there you have it. Very simple. It's a no-brainer. Anybody can do this. And I just countersink where you can see the hole. It'll fit the screw. So I'm just going to mount this on top of the mount, screw it in. It's very simple to do, guys. And let's see. So there you go. There you go. So you can see, not a big lot to it. I'm going to put some Velcro on it there now, and it's basically going to stick on like that, and I'm going to stick it onto the windshield, and we should be ready to try her out. Okay, I got the mount on, and I got the Velcro in place, so we're going to see now if we can make this fit half decent. There you go. Cool. So now I can go over and put it in the tractor and see what it looks like. Okay guys, here it is. It's on the right hand side of the dash. My AC outlet is right here, so it's handy enough. So I'm going to turn it on. I'm going to show you how it works. Right now I have it set up for 30 degrees both ways. So there it is. So she's zeroed out there now. She's on a level surface. That's what it means. So I'm going to I got the volume up pretty high, I've got the illumination up high, so I hope you can see this pretty good on the camera. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to loosen up the mount, and I'm going to show you the 30 degrees. I have it set 30 degrees both ways. So, and then you'll see what the sound, you'll hear what the sound is like when you get close to the threshold. So right now we're only 10 degrees. At 18 you get the beep. 20. 22. At 26 it's solid. So this is what I mean. You don't have to look at it. And that's what I like about this system. Now I'm going to see if I can turn this mount so I can get you that. Yeah, it's kind of hard to do. There you go. So I go sideways either way. And you can see, you know, a 30-degree angle on a tractor, it's a pretty good angle. So I'm going to put it back where I can get it at 0 again. And then I'm going to take it out. This is really not a permanent fixture yet. I'm just kind of messing with it this morning type of thing, if you know what I mean. So we got there you go. That's close enough. So that's it. That's how that works, guys. So I'll take the other camera and I'll show you the point of view camera I got set up for you, and then we'll take it out. I get guys asking me how I do the in-cab footage, and that's basically how I do it. It's not completely set up. There's a external mic that's hanging here now, but I also have another LED system that goes onto it to let me know when the camera is actually on. So. But it's a good setup, and actually that's the same suction cup that I used on the tilt meter there. Okay, I'll be able to show you probably better in the daylight how I got that mounted. So I took it out of the garage, and then we'll go do the test. I'll show you what it's like. So there's the point of view camera. There, I hope you can see it, because it's called a stealth camera. It's pretty black. I'll take you over now and I'll show you the digital inclinometer. Okay, there it is right there. So that'll give you an idea how it's mounted, where it's mounted to. Okay guys, I see you put it up on that hill. And I'm going to show you exactly what 30 degrees is. 30 degrees, believe me, is a lot. Okay, we get our first warning at 16 degrees. There you go. That's 23. I can't get her any higher because the snow blower's sticking into the ground. I got the snow blower on the back, so I'm going to see if I can get the warning to come off going sideways up that bank. But I really don't think you want 30 degrees. I don't think I can get her steep enough. let's see if I can move her up a bit more. That's enough for me. That's scary. Well guys, there you have it. That's the Rad-1. It's a pretty good system. I'm actually surprised. I still don't know if it's necessary, because you know, when you get to the point where you're feeling uncomfortable, like if you're getting to the point where you need that's when you should stop getting to that point. But you know, if you're in a situation where you have times and you're working in a hilly area and you don't have a good sense of, you know, angle, well, you know, maybe that's the thing for you. The downside to it is it's not really meant for open tractors, you know, open platform tractors. I don't think it's waterproof. If anybody was going to put it on an open station tractor, I think they would have to figure out a way to waterproof it, or at least keep it out of the elements. But it's a nice inclinometer. What I like about it is you're not using antiquated 1990s technology on a new machine. You know, you don't have to have it up on the roof of your cab, and you know, where you have to literally steer up at it to see what angle you're at, which in my personal opinion is ridiculous. It's just as well not to have it there if you've got to, you know, steer at it and take your concentration off where the vehicle is going or where your tractor is going. You don't want to ever get yourself in that situation. You always want to pay attention to where your bucket is going or where your implement is going. You don't want to be looking up at these things, guys, and watching those little things turning and looking at the angle and getting carried away, and the next thing you're over on the side. At least with this, you'll hear an audible beep, and you know, in my opinion, if you have it set up for 30 degrees, as you can see in the video, it happens at 17 or 18 degrees. You get your first beep. Believe me, 17 or 18 degrees, that's plenty. You know, it's time now to back away and not risk limb or life, because you don't want these things tipping over. And even if you don't get hurt, it's going to hurt your wallet. So I hope you've learned something from the video. I know I've offended at least one person about it, and actually he was so mad about what I said about the inclinometers, and it really had no bearing on him at all. It was just that he had a similar install that I didn't agree with, and he was so upset, in fact, that if he lived locally, I think I'd have to get a restraining order put on him. He was that mad. We were out having dinner, and I got this real nasty email from him, and you know, I passed his email around the table to let people read it, and they just couldn't believe it. They said, this guy is dangerous. But anyway, that's how upset and how passionate people get about their equipment, so nothing I can do about that. Again, you know, if you're going to have an inclinometer, I'm not recommending this one, but I'm recommending one that you don't have to look at. At least have that backup beeping system. I don't know if there's another system out there like it. I have no idea. But in the meantime, you know, that is a nice system. So again, I hope you've learned something from it. Congratulations to Leo D for guessing the mod on the BX. You were the first one, buddy. Congratulations. In the meantime, if you want to check out our website, you can at www.specialtyrepairs.ca. Now, guys, nothing on the site is for sale. It's basically there for demonstration only right now. It's in production and it's in testing stages. There's a number of tractors in the area that have some of my mods on them, and they're reporting back if they find something that they don't like about it. So far, so good. Haven't had any complaints. Matter of fact, they're probably going to have trouble getting some of the mods back. But in the meantime, you can check that out. I've been getting a lot of emails lately about people wanting to talk tractors and, you know, implements and this and that and everything else. And be honest with you guys, you know, I really don't have a lot of time to spend on the computer these days. The shop now is really picking up. It's getting to be the 12 to 14 hour day again, and it could even get more than that. I remember a few times last year we actually worked 16, 17 hour days. So, you know, it's quiet today because we try to keep our Saturdays and our Sundays. Sometimes that don't even work. So please forgive me if I don't respond to your emails. It's nothing personal. It's just that we're just too busy. And but again, you know, I appreciate you taking the time to comment on the videos. Again, I know this is going to offend a lot of people, or some people, but you know, it's too bad if it offends you, but if it saves somebody else from injury, well, you know what, I'm okay with that. You know, the same guy, by the way, that gave me a hard time over this inclinometer also told me I shouldn't be showing you any videos about the iron worker if I'm not using the guards. But again, you know, I told you in the videos, don't use it like I'm using it. Use it as you should use it. So, you know, this is the stuff that, you know, you got to put up with behind the scenes, but I don't mind. You know, I got a real thick hide. But in the meantime, if you don't have an inclinometer and you don't have any chance of finding one, this here is your best bet. When you get close to using that, back off, guys, and don't push it because you're going to get injured. Anyway, till the next video, appreciate you watching. Please subscribe if you haven't. Please comment if you haven't. And really appreciate you taking the time to watch it. See you the next time, guys. Take care.